Alright, this is part 5, last one for this week. We have Alaska, California, Oregon, and Washington to go for. And it's going to be about 8-9 slides, so it's not much for this cycle. Alaska Senate race, Biden approval, negative 20 points. Independents, negative 21. Approval. Thing is, we can't really go on polling anymore in this state because of the ranked choice voting system. But we are going to do a little checking here. So what's going to happen? We see that consistently Republicans are underestimated. That is one thing. And the second one is that with the ranked choice voting, we can't really do anything for this cycle. So polling is not really accurate for this one. So what I have is Chewbacca in aggregate is leading 1.3% in the first round. I think it's going to become about 3 points, maybe 4. But that leaves us at 45% of the vote. To which Buzz Kelly falls off. And his vote will be transferred mostly to Chewbacca. So the lead is going to expand. And the second round is going to be about +4, maybe +5 for Chewbacca. Still leaves her at 48 points. To which Patricia Chesbrough falls off. And all those Democrat votes will then swing towards Murkowski, which leaves her with a 4% victory, and it's going to be about 53% of the vote. And Lisa Murkowski, I'm going to make a very bold prediction here. She's going to be the last Republican to be elected in Alaska. Thanks to her bullshit revamping. Alaska at large, Mary Peltola against Sarah Palin and Nick Buttigieg. So what's going to happen? Ranked choice voting. Peltola is going to lead throughout the entirety of the evening. First round, Chris Lai is going to be dropping. Most of his votes will probably transfer to either Buttigieg or Palin. And depending on that one, if the other two drops out, it's going to be about a 50-50 split between Peltola and Palin or Buttigieg. In which case, you'll find that Mary Peltola will eke out a victory by about 2, maybe 3% margin of victory. So Peltola will win. Thanks again, Murkowski. 13th district, Adam Gray against John Duarte. California has a +5% approval rating for Biden and a negative 36 for independents. We don't have any polling. This is a newly created district, so there's nothing for us too much to go on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it to John Duarte for 1 point, because there's nothing else to talk about. 22nd district, David Valadeo against Rudy Salas. Democrats are underestimated by about 9 points in this seat on average. And we also find that independents will break for Rudy Salas because of his stance on term limits. So I think it's going to be about a 2 point victory for Rudy Salas, and hopefully Valadeo is going to be done. So notice this is the 9th of the 10 impeachment Republicans that will be gone. So the curse strikes again. 47th district, Katie Porter against Scott Baugh. There's not much to go about. There's literally 0 polling for this district. I'm just going to give it a 3-point victory for Porter because of national environment. Mike Levin against Brian Marriott. Same thing. No polling whatsoever. So I'm just going to give it a 3-point victory for him. Oregon governorship. This is going to be probably one of the surprises of the evening. Well, aside from Lee Zeldin. And it's going to be about on aggregate, 1.7 for Dresden. It's going to be about 2. GOP is underestimated by 0.3% for the governor race on average. So what we have is Christine Dresden being the next governor for Oregon. 4th district, Val Hall against Alex Carlatos. Oregon has a -3 approval rating for Biden and -26 for independents. Um, I haven't seen any polling, any good ones, I must add. So I'm just gonna give it a linear trend and gonna say Hoyle +2 because of national environment. Could be that Skarlatos picks it up. There is a chance. It's gonna be about 70% margin of victory. 5th district. This is Kurt Schrader's district. He lost re-election. He got primaried by Jamie McLeod Skinner and a Republican challenger, Lori Chavez. She's currently leading in the polling by about 3 points. And I'm going to say that's pretty spot on. So 80% chance of victory for Chavez. Oregon 6th. Salinas against Erickson. There's again not really any good polling. The only polling that I'm seeing is Salinas +3. And I think that's a little bit off, in my opinion. I actually think it's going to be more towards Erickson +2, maybe 2.5. So 80% chance of victory for Mike Erickson. Last two. Washington Senate race. Democrats are underestimated, can't speak today, by about 2.5 points. With national environment and all that stuff around, it's going to be Murray +8, maybe +7. It's not going to be as close as 2010. I think the ceiling for Tiffany Smiley is going to be about 47% of the vote. And the floor for Murray is going to be about 51, so it's not going to get any closer than that. And the last one is Washington's 8th. This particular district is swing. And what happens is Democrat is underestimated in the one aggregate that I found. So what happens here, Washington has a positive approval rating of 1 point, and independents disagree with about negative 37 points. Independents will swing towards Larkin, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to be a 1 point victory for Kim Schreier, which means 60% chance of victory. So that is part 5 of the conclusion. I don't think I will be revising most of these estimations, or predictions I should say, because it's pretty much spot on. So I want to thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Cheers.